of living has been rising without minimum wage rising.
A Lamar University student supports the president's proposal to raise the minimum wage, but it's not hard to find opposition. Good evening, I'm Kelly Phillips. Thank you for joining us. President Obama says raising the minimum wage would help families and the nation's economy. Opponents argue it will harm families and force companies to cut workers. During his State of the Union address last night, the president called for raising the minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $9 an hour by the end of 2015. And he also wants the minimum wage to be linked to inflation. KFDM anchor Ashley Gaston reports the proposal has led to a heated debate that extends from Congress to college campuses, including Lamar.
Jacquelyn Woods is a senior at Lamar University.
Setzer Student Center, this is Jacqueline speaking. How can I help you?
She's worked at the Setzer Center since 2009.
When I first started working here, it was $7.25 an hour.
Now she makes $1 more an hour. She supports the president's proposal to raise the minimum wage to $9 an hour.
I honestly believe that minimum wage at $9 would be wonderful. It sounds like a dream come true for someone who, works at $7.25, or even me who works at $8.25. Just that little bit makes a difference.
Extra income, Woods says, would let her focus on one job and her education.
This is not my only job. I've actually had to work 2 jobs for the past year and a half now.
Jobs that help Woods pay her car note and buy groceries.
Raising the minimum wage isn't the answer.
Ryan Dollinger is a student assistant at the Setzer Center. He makes the minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. Dollinger believes it's just a starting point.
It's Ryan Dollinger. How are you?
And says students have more to focus on in college.
I think that higher education and training people how to better themselves in life is the answer. 2
students, part of a debate that begins in Washington and stretches to main streets and college campuses across the nation. In Beaumont, Ashley Gaston, KFDM 6 News.
The president says the increase would boost the wages of about 15 million low-income workers. The president's proposal to increase minimum wage has drawn hundreds of comments to our KFDM News Facebook page. One viewer wrote, with the way the economy is and with them taking the extra money out of people's checks, businesses are already suffering and some closing their doors. And with them having to pay employees $9 an hour, it's going to make it worse. Another viewer says all this will cause is employers being forced to hire fewer workers. If not, the wage increase will certainly be passed on to the consumer. And another says a one-income family can't make it on only $7.25 per hour. About 10,000 people have viewed our Facebook page with the question about minimum wage, and more than 200 have offered their comments. To read more comments or offer your own, you can check out our KFDM News Facebook page.